Foothill High School and the Mira Monte Lions. As customary here in Lion Country, we love to pay respect to the flag of our nation at its due with the playing of the national anthem. This evening, our national anthem will be sung by Mira Monte's very own Rogelio Soria Alvarado. At this time, we'll ask everybody in attendance to please stand, pay your respects as we play the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave?
On behalf of the administration and the athletic department, we appreciate the reverence demonstrated.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of Kern High Network Football. I am Kenny Calvin, and I'm joined by my Hall of Fame coach, Rick Van Horn, our producer, director, Kevin Willie. The Mira Monte Lions hosting the Foothill Trojans. Foothill Trojans at 3-2, coming off a huge win over Rosamond, 54-30. And Mira Monte coming off a huge win against those Blades, 43-20, and getting their first win of the season. Coach, East Side battle, East Side rivalry. You're East Side legend yourself. How do you feel about tonight?
Well, I tell you what, first game of the Horizon League played now, so everything counts. None of this preseason, but it's going to be a good game. Going to be a lot of running tonight.
All right, ball is taken at the 15, and it looks like he's going to get up to about the 32-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions. We want to thank the Mira Monte High School for hosting us tonight. Also, a special thank you to the Hall of Famer himself, Stan Green, the Kern High School District Superintendents, and our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union. You know, Coach, me and you have covered Mira Monte consistently over the last decade. One thing we know about this team is records, you can throw those out when it comes to this battle.
Yeah, and you know, they're coming in with 1-4. They had to forfeit 2 games, but actually they'd be 3-2 because they won those 2 games. So this is a very evenly matched game.
All right, 1st and 10 Lions. And they're going power on the right side, and that's a huge hole, and across the 50. And that's a nice 17-yard run.
But I didn't finish my sentence because this guy Nathan Gonzalez may be the difference maker. He's the returning all-area offensive player of the year, all-time leading rusher here at Mira Monte.
Wow.
As a junior, he's still got this year. He's actually missed 1 game this year. He's the second leading rusher in the Horizon League right now, but he's missed a game.
Man, heart of a lion. And they go right back to him, and you see why, Coach. I mean, we've covered him throughout his whole career. He's one of the best individual running backs we've seen. And if he was on a team that had about 10 more guys like him, you'd be saying a lot more different things about this group.
Yeah, he's very steady. He's not a blazer. He's kind of a slasher. So he's going to get you that 8, 10, maybe 12 yards. Occasionally he may break one longer, but that's all you need. That 8, 10, 12 will will win games for you.
I formation for the Lions. And they go power to the left side. Hand off to the bell cow, and he gets another 3 yards, and that's going to bring up 3rd and short.
7-yard line.
Two running teams here. Foothill with a double wing. Going to come out and run the ball quite a bit. And, of course, the power I. They've got SC colors. They're in the I. Kind of reminds you of the old SC days. Tailback U.
Marcus Allen.
Charles White.
All right, 3rd and short for Mira Monte. They go right back to the power on the right side, and a great job by that offensive line establishing some movement. They're going to have enough for the 1st down. So, Coach, it's a big week. You know, we're a week away from your Hall of Fame induction. I know you're excited, but I know you're excited about this battle just based on the fact that this is the first league game for the Horizon League, and things start getting a little bit more serious off Fairfax around this time of the year.
Yeah, because you've got Del Oro is playing Golden Valley this week or tonight. And we'll get to this play here.
Oh, looked like a little reverse action. Foothill well prepared. Great job. And that's going to be a stop by number 22.
Foothill doing a good job setting the edge there, not letting the running back get outside. Actually, he's a receiver, but getting to that outside.
Second down 13 for the Lions.
That was Noah Davis on that tackle.
A loss of about 5, so for Miramonte, what this offense does is it gives you the play action because you're so run dominated. It gives you the play action that's almost always there.
Nice power play, and you got a nice, huge hole for Gonzalez.
Knocks out about 16 yards on that gain, and we talked about it. He's not gonna outrun you to the goal line, but give him the ball 10 times, he's gonna put it in there.
His running style, and I'm gonna keep it SYL, reminds me of guys like Terrence Houston. Big, tall guy, was a Foothill Trojan.
Yeah.
Also Mark Moore. Big guys, not going to run away from you, but they'll run through you.
Yeah. And they've got enough little shimmy in their game where he's going to make the first guy miss.
Power play on the left side, and Gonzalez is going to be in for the touchdown. Lions. So, Coach, like you said, it's just a steady dose of Gonzalez right, Gonzalez left, but how about the job by the offensive line?
Oh, yeah. You know, I think they're used to it after these last 2 years. You know, they know exactly the timing that they have to do. I have to set my block for 2 seconds, 2.5, and it's a field. And then they know Gonzalez is going to be through the hole.
That was beautiful based on the fact that those holes, when it opens, there's really nobody touching them in the pathway.
Yeah.
All right, so Miramonte sets up for the field goal after an amazing first drive. Snap is good, kick is up, and the kick is good. The Miramonte Lions up 7 over the Trojans with nothing. We'll stay here because it gives us opportunity to highlight the Miramonte administration led by Principal Roman Aguilar, AP of Instruction Jessica Torres, AP of Administration, Amber Pyers. Deans of Student Behavior, Bryce Fiddler and Christian Lopez. Athletics Director, Josu Valenzuela. And Activities Director, Marina Lopez. Shout out to Coach V down there that was helping us get set up. But, you know, Coach, Miramonte, I can reflect back to when they had a running back named Oliver. And I told a story about, you know, he was one of my old clients. They have some great running backs over here from a legacy standpoint for one of the newest high schools.
Yeah, and they've been around for a few years now. So they were 7-7 last year, lost in the Valley Finals to Lindsay.
Amazing finish to the year last year.
Yeah, you know, and might have won it if Gonzalez, I believe he got hurt in the final game.
I did remember hearing that. And I remember hearing when Gonzalez went down this year, and I thought to myself, I'm like, man,
Yeah.
that kid is so special to this team. I'm wondering how they're going to get through those games without him. And you see the results on that first drive. I don't know if I've seen a cleaner pathway on some plays in the first drive than I've seen in that drive.
Yeah. Very simple. Off tackle right, off tackle left. Give it to Gonzalez. Give it to your money man. Let him do his thing.
Shoot, Coach, he had to average upward of 12 yards a carry on that drive.
You know, the thing about it is these teams, the last 3 meetings, 24, 2023, and 2021, Foothill has won all 3.
Wow.
So Foothill's got a 3-game winning streak on these guys. Dating back to 2021.
Wow.
Where Foothill actually had their best year, 9-2. And you remember we did some games there where they had
they had the losing streak, remember, and they snapped the losing streak here as well, if I'm not mistaken.
And they had the 2 big backs.
Oh, yeah.
Name's not coming to me, but he was a big old boy.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we have a timeout on the field. We'll stay here as well because it, gives us opportunity to talk about some of the things that Foothill has done well on offense.
I was going to say, we got a timeout because Foothill went straight to the ball, lined up, they were ready to go.
Yeah, I mean.
Monte kind of had to call a timeout.
Yeah, and that reminds me of a school that used to wear that same color as Monte up north, who used to get to the line of scrimmage real quick. I don't even want to say their name out loud. All right, 1st and 10 for the Trojans, and they go sweep to the left. But, Coach, one of the things I was going to say about the Trojans as they get right back up to the line of scrimmage, they stay in this wing T pretty consistent. Toss right. It's going to be 1st down yardage, tackled at the 48-yard line.
We were talking before the game, and we were talking about we may be out of here in about an hour because both these teams are run-oriented. We may see 5 or 6 passes, but that's about it.
Yeah, and in the way that this up-tempo offense of Foothill is going, if they can find a way to get some rhythm, it's going to be interesting how they fare in keeping the Mira Monte offense off the field with this style. Quarterback keeper.
Yeah. Both teams have a lot of guys going both ways, so this fast-paced tempo, that'll wear on you in the third, fourth quarters.
One thing about Foothill, they keep a guy named Ishmael, and he's always pretty good. They go and toss sweet this time. Nice blocking outside, and he has a hole, and he's across the 30, Coach, down to the 20-yard line. Nice toss sweep by the Trojans.
You'll find, unlike Miramonte, who's pretty one-horse team, they've got multiple weapons. They've got 2 or 3 running backs that have carried the ball quite a few times this year, 30-plus carries. And that's what you got to do with this double-wing offense. And for Miramonte, all they have to do is they need to get 2 turnovers this game or 3 stops, either one.
All right, they go with the inside trap play, and that's going to be handed off to the captain, and he's going around the right side. And he'll be out at the 10-yard line.
Andrew Trevino.
Trevino's very shifty too, Coach.
He's their leading rusher. He's on his way to 1,000 yards this year.
And that has to be a breath of fresh air for Foothill, who's struggled in recent seasons. Finding a way to see who's going to be their guy.
Yeah.
He's definitely one of them.
Coach Waddell, I think this is his first year.
Yes.
At the helm of Foothill. Foothill was 4-7 last year under Coach Deckard, I believe.
They fake the toss sweep, and he has a man, Coach, on the corner route, and that's going to be touchdown Trojans. So they answer back. They use the running game, Coach, and lured them to sleep. Go bootleg, wide open.
Textbook double wing. Get your eyes looking in the backfield, all that stuff. There he goes.
Wow, talk about two impressive drives by two offenses who, for lack of better words, haven't got a lot of respect based on what their record is. It's great to see them come out with some success.
Yeah.
All right, so the Trojans, this may be the difference maker. They're going to be going for two. And they go toss sweep, and it looks like they have some action.
Got it.
And they got it.
Yeah.
Wow. So the Trojans.
Yeah, you're going to see in this double wing, they're not going to punt, and they're not going to probably kick it. They're probably going to go for two all the time. So textbook double wing. Both these teams have a common opponent in Delano and East High. Both beating East, but both losing to a good Delano team this year.
Man, Delano had a quarterback who was putting it everywhere. I mean, he was throwing it in the kitchen drawer, the living room, sofa. He put balls everywhere, Coach. I want to say he had 7 touchdowns that night.
Wow.
He was one away from the record of the former Bakersfield Christian High School quarterback, Jones, who was one of our renegades.
I believe he got 7 that night, and the record was 8 or 9 that we looked at.
Brandon Jones, yes.
Yeah, I mean, but that quarterback from Delano was striking. All right, Mira Monte takes the ball at the 15-yard line. Nice move, makes one miss, and is going to get it out to the 34-yard line. Would it be 1st and 10 with 5:53 remaining to play in the first quarter?
When you're in a game like this, you've got to match touchdowns. You can't have a delay, you can't have a pause, you can't have a turnover to slow you down, give the other team more series than you, because the way it's going, that's going to cost you.
Absolutely, Coach. I've been quoting you for the last 3 weeks since you've been out of town in New York City. But winning first down is definitely going to be important for Miramonte after seeing that last Trojan drive, especially with them going for 2. 1st and 10. Power to Gonzalez, and Foothill finally bows up on the left side.
Yeah, they do. We were talking about Miramonte's front line. You know, they're not small. They've got some guys up there with some beef up there.
I wish we had some heights and weights, because I want to say last year they had one of the biggest linemen in the central section. He looked like he was about 6'8", 385.
They had the biggest right side, and I think Sal High had the biggest left side. Those guys were.
Talk about premier linemen. They definitely had some over here in Miramonte. But Lionland, they specialize in ground game. All right, now they go counter, Coach, and nice hole. And he's across the 50. Gonzalez, it's a track race across the 30 to the 10. Touchdown, Gonzalez. Wow.
That took him all of 3 plays there.
Oh, my goodness. That offensive line, as we're talking about them, Gonzalez is a special player. But, Coach, I got to say, I don't know if he's been touched in some of these runs.
Well, he wasn't there. I know that.
55-yard touchdown run by Mr. Gonzalez. Talk about the heart of a lion. Wow.
Miramonte kicking with the wind here, and there's a substantial wind here out here at Miramonte, but these are going to be big. If Foothill's going to be going for 2.
Kick is up. Kick is good, and the Lions said, scratch that, Trojans. We'll take a break here and be back on Kern High Network right after this. All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and talk about an amazing start to a first quarter. The Mira Monte Lions clicking on all cylinders with nothing but ground game, and they're going with the pooch kick. Sky's kick is going to be taken and down at the 32-yard line. Coach, that was amazing offense.
It was. It was clean, just like that first series. So they're 2 for 2 on their first 2 series, and the wind is picking up here at Mira Monte. So both these offenses are built for this wind, I tell you.
Definitely. Not worried about basketball on grass between these two teams. Let's see if Foothill can have that same energy that they had with that up-tempo wing T offense. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Oh, they go end around again. That's going to be bottled up and tackled for a loss, Coach, for 3.
It's all mathematics. Foothill wants 3 yards of play. 3 times 4 is 12. First down. They keep moving.
They go back to the toss sweep, and they get about 4 of it back, and he's still going forward. Yeah, Coach, but that's definitely a great point, because when I saw Foothill versus Delano, that was the thing that got them in trouble once they stopped winning first down.
If you can get a negative play to a double wing team, that throws their whole playbook off. Well, looks like we're gonna have an offsides on Mira Monte, and they had them, and now they're right where they want to be. A 3rd and 2.
The chess match, and Coach Weddle goes with the hard count, and you get an over-eager defensive end, giving that 5 yards right back to the Trojans. So it'll be 3rd and 2.
You know, I think Mira Monte has the oldest coach with the most amount of years on their sideline, Coach Steve Tucker. Got to give him a shout-out.
Wow, amazing, Coach Tucker. Shout out to Coach Tuck.
I think Coach Tuck was coaching. He started when I was in high school.
Wow. Wow, amazing. Quarterback keeper. That might be the longest gained quarterback sneak I've seen in a few years, as he gets 8. But, Coach, that's a beautiful highlight to mention. He's been on the sideline since you were in high school. That's an amazing tenure.
He's been assistant coach, head coach around town. He's done it all.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Trojans. They go play action again, and they got a man, but he's triple covered, and it's going to be incomplete.
Foothill did a much better job on that. They don't cover the first one for the touchdown, but they had 3 of them on the receiver there.
Man, talk about a surprise wind kicking up on the southeast. If you're heading towards Boron, you might want to be careful if you're in some 4-wheelers, because these flags are flying right now.
They are.
All right, Coach, so you got a
2nd and 10. Right where Mira Monte wants them.
right back to the toss left. He's going to be bottled up. Great effort led by Joseph Soto, the junior defensive tackle.
Now this is what you don't want if you're a double wing team. You've got 3rd and 10 here.
All right, and they got a drop, toss, sweep, and that's exactly what you didn't want if you're the Trojans. Yeah. So the Mira Monte Lions defense bowing up, getting a huge stop. It looks like you're going to have the punt unit for the Trojans coming in.
Unusual.
Back deep for Mira Monte.
Cordell Fulmer, I'd scoot up if I was you. He was
kicking into that wind, Coach.
Yeah. Nope.
Wow, so they were actually going for it with a trips look. Wow, so Mira Monte was fooled like I was, thinking that it was going to be punt, and Foothill was in offensive mode with trips left.
So what you might see Foothill do here is go ahead and punt it now. They've made Miramonte waste a timeout. So you just play it what they call a safe defense. So it's your regular defense, sending one guy back. You want him to fair catch it, no return set up. We have guys coming in and out for Foothill, so you may see a punt here.
So definitely a chess match in this first quarter, Coach. You know, as you have Foothill coming out, that was 4th and long. They were going to go for it, trying to catch them off guard.
Yeah.
Miramonte caught sleeping, thinking that it was going to be punt, and it cost him a timeout. Now you got people running off the sideline, and you got to wonder if that's going to be an issue, and it is. So it's going to be too many men on the field for Miramonte. Want to thank our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union. Also want to thank our staff at the Kern High School District Superintendent's Office, the boss Stan Green, the rest of our human resources staff in the offices, putting us in position to have these great nights. So they waved that flag off. You got to wonder if Miramonte had enough people on and ran one off.
He was running off late, but I think he got far enough that they just, well, maybe they're taking, no penalty. I think he was off far enough to. Well, that's one stop for Miramonte, so if you're a Miramonte fan, that's good news.
Yeah, definitely a character stop based on the fact that we just assumed Foothill to have success. 1st and 10 for the Lions. They go right back to the power. Gonzalez with the broken tackle and stiff arm is going to have about 5 yards. Bring up 2nd and 5, maybe 4. Now you start to see that wear and tear of Gonzalez as you see the defenders getting up slower and slower.
Yeah. Already we're down to 1:20 in the first quarter. Miramonte 14, Foothill 8.
2nd and 5. Full house backfield for the Lions. They go power again, and that's a great job by that defensive line of the Trojans. Led by big number 77, Christian Zamora. You know, so watching the Foothill defense a couple of weeks ago, Coach, you definitely saw some bright spots. I talked about the captain, number 55, Nathan Arvalo, but they had a few guys flying around to the football. This will be a big 3rd down if they can convert defensively. QB has a man, and it's going to be incomplete.
Wide open.
So what'd you see there, Coach? What they try to do?
You had man coverage on the receiver on the top there. Man free, basically. Free safeties just hanging out in the middle. So backer got caught up. Nobody was on him. He's throwing with the wind, so he kind of hurried it.
Yeah, you put that in the air right now. How it's got to be 45 miles an hour winds right now.
Yeah, he had the edge, so he could have waited a little bit. He could have even ran it.
Oh, Trojans with the near block barely gets it off, and that's going to be taken at the 37-yard line. He's got some room across the 50 to the 45 is number 9.
That's William Martin.
William Martin, he's the son of the former chief, Lyle Martin. I actually saw the former chief at the Delano game, and I was excited to see the chief because, Coach, I get to do a lot of motivational speaking and things like that. And I've had an opportunity to speak at the Kern Yes youth empowerment summits with Chief Martin in the past years. Definitely great to see him enjoying retirement.
Yeah. William Martin's their Foothill's leading receiver so far this year.
1st and 10 for the Trojans. They go inside trap again, and that was a nice move inside. Carried out to the 41-yard line where they'll bring up 2nd and 4. That was Trevino on the carry.
We talked about the Horizon League. This is the first week of league play, and Del Oro is at Golden Valley tonight. That's the end of the first quarter. Mira Monte 14, Foothill 8. I think we've seen 3 passes.
Yep. I mean, you called it, Coach. I always say it once a week. You got your crystal ball out, right?
Yeah.
You're one of the most knowledgeable football brains I've ever been around, and you taught me how to be one. That's why I'm able to be up here in this booth with you. So, Coach, let's get back to the week. You know, it's going to be an amazing week next week. We got the Bakersfield College Hall of Fame. You know,
got BC homecoming.
You got the boys coming home. You talked about the unique 6 degrees of separation of you coaching Tyrone Crawford, who played with Vince.
Well, yeah, I didn't coach Tyrone.
Well, Vince played with
my
Crawford.
son Vince, yeah.
And he's going to be inducted alongside you. That's a pretty full circle moment to go in at the same time as one of your son's teammates.
And I coached it. I talked to his position coach at BC, Dave Thorpe, today.
Coach Thorpe.
And he'll be there.
Oh, man. You know, I love hearing Coach Thorpe's name, because I also wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Coach Thorpe, because he bought my first pair of football shoes. Used pair of Nike Sharks. I turned them into the best thing I ever could. All right, Foothill. 1st and 10, and they go toss sweep. Great job by the Miramonte defense. Wow. So one thing we're seeing is the Miramonte defense is starting to play with some pride after that first successful drive of the Trojans.
They can disrupt the rhythm of 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards. Now they're behind chasing the chains. Even though they're 2nd and 10, that's not what Foothill wanted.
Inside trap play again is going to be snuffed out. Amazing job. Great play by the outside backer.
3rd and about 10, so there was no gain on that play.
Toss sweep right back to the right side.
Monte does a great job on defense.
I'm very impressed with Miramonte's front seven's ability to get sideline to sideline after the first drive.
You play wing T teams, double wing teams, you've got to believe your eyes, and you've got to stay home.
Takes a lot of discipline.
Read your keys. Foothill on 4th down breaks the bone. It's 4th and about 8.
Trips open. Ramirez looking right, scrambling right. Has a man that's going to be complete. And now he's got a man. He got a block.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh, I think he scored. I think it's a touchdown.
Touchdown.
Well,
Trojans.
we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we got the call on the inside, Coach. So that was a nice roll right in the curl route.
Isaiah Daniels, number 15 for Foothill.
Amazing yards after catch by Daniels. But how about the throw by Ramirez? Just settling down, setting his feet, and firing into that curl route, Coach.
Yeah. Very unusual for a double wing T. They've already got 2 passing touchdowns in a quarter in about 3 minutes.
Coach, man, there's something about this game. Like we've covered some amazing games between these two teams, and it looks like we're set up for another classic tonight. Trojans going for 2. Quarterback keeps it, stumbles, and he's going to be in Wow. Conversion good. So the Trojans go right back up 16-14. We'll take a break on Kern High Network Football and be back right after this. All right, welcome back to Mira, Monte High School. The Trojans strike back and very uncharacteristically in the air, Coach.
Yeah, 2 touchdown passes in a quarter and 3 minutes.
And that was a 4th and 8. All right, kicks taken at the 10-yard line. Nice return across the 40 to the 43-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 Lions.
The way this wind is kicking up here in the booth, I don't know how bad it is on the field, but that would make you really think about throwing the ball against this wind, because this wind is really kicking up.
Yeah, this is duck season for any balls going into this wind right here. This is the strongest wind we've had all season for sure.
If you're throwing north, forget about it.
All right, so now you see Miramonte coming out in the Twins left. In shotgun formation, so a little uncharacteristic for them. Rezone inside, hand off to Gonzalez, and Gonzalez has about 10 for another 1st down.
Foothill was getting a little antsy there and doing a good job when Miramonte closed the formation down. Now, if you spread it out a little bit, it's going to take more defenders out of the box and give Gonzalez more room.
Gonzalez on the year has 98 carries for 634 yards before this game. That's 6.5 yards a carry and 160 yards a game, Coach. That's balling. Now you see Fulmer. Get Fulmer's number. Fulmer on the year, 34 carries for 309 yards. He's averaging 9 yards a carry.
Well, he got that and more there.
I mean, you got to feel pretty good about your offense when your 1 and 2 backs are averaging over 6 yards a pop.
Yeah.
Second and short for the Lions. Twins left. Shotgun set. Quarterback's going to keep it. Hurdles one, and oh man, across the 20, across the 10, and this kid is nice. Touchdown, Lions. Wow.
We talked about Fulmer averaging 9 yards a carry. He had 12 before. Now that tack on about 40 there.
Amazing job by Fulmer. That was an RPO. And that hurdle right in the backfield, Coach, that was nice footwork and awareness. Wow. Miramonte Lions strike quick.
So it looks like Miramonte is going to try to catch up now. Going for 2. They're chasing points now.
And they go with the quarterback keeper, and that's going to be no good. So great job by that defensive end. Looks like that was number 5, Brandon Valenzuela, on the tackle. Wow, Coach, so talk about, man, every time I get this game and people ask me, hey, what game you doing tonight? Oh, I got Foothill, Miramonte. Oh. They don't understand how good this game is every year.
Yeah.
These guys go at it. Like, I'm blown away how great these games are every year. 16-20, live from Mira Monte High School. The Lions fight back after a tough drive by the Trojans. 8:47 left to play in this second quarter. You got the freshly inducted or upcoming inducted Rick Van Horn. Let it go, Coach. What's going on?
Well, kicking against this wind, you might see Miramonte pooch kick here. He's got a lot of room in the a lot of green in the interior. Sometimes when you're in these games like this where it's just a scoring fest, there's the pooch. Oh, he kicked it right to him though. You don't worry about field position, because the way these guys are scoring, you're going to say, hey, they're going to score. We just want it back. We just want to have the ball last.
Wow, so that missed conversion by Miramonte definitely may end up big because, like you said, Coach, we haven't really seen defenses stop anybody. You got to think that Foothill is going to put more points on the board, and what are they going to do? They're going to go for two every time, but they've been a lot more successful because they're used to going for two all the time.
Yeah. Well, we have seen 2 punts in this game.
All right, trips right for the Trojans. They might have found something they like. Great play in the backfield, and that's going to be big number 55, Jackson Kelly, the senior defensive tackle.
And if you're Miramonte, you want to see him break that double wing. That's what you want to see. You want to do a good enough job to get him out of that, force him into maybe a passing situation, something that they're not the best at.
Trips right for the Trojans, and they go read zone inside again. It's going to be a nice 7-yard run.
Yeah. Going to bring up about a 3rd and 3. Miramonte 20, Foothill 16, 7:47 left in the second quarter.
That was Martin Velasquez on that last carry, Coach. Like you said, they're giving multiple guys an opportunity. Now they go quick screen outside.
That's Martin there. He got the first down.
Coach, it looked like that was almost a lateral, too.
Yeah. So if you're Foothill, you've got this wind, you're with the wind. This is the time to throw the ball if you got it in your game plan. And the way it's going, Foothill will have the wind to their back come the fourth quarter.
Miramonte 20, the Trojans 16, 7 minutes to play in the first half. Trojans came out in the traditional wing tee, but after a thwarted drive, starting to go a little more spread. And now that's going to be a penalty as they weren't set. As the quarterback keeps it. Ramirez is going to have 9 yards, but that's going to be an illegal motion.
That's going to come back. He took some hard hits there for no reason.
So that will be an illegal shift, and we do have a injured Miramonte Lion, so that gives us an opportunity to take another break, and we'll be back on Kern High Network Football right after this. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The injured Monte Lion was Christian Southwell. We had a scare thinking that he was going to be on the stretcher and headed to the hospital, but fortunately he was able to be carried off to the sideline. So the good news about that is we don't have an hour ambulance delay, because during injury, when the ambulance leaves, we have to wait until another ambulance gets back on site before we can start action. But we are back, and sorry for the delay. Trojans have it 1st and 10. Well, actually at 1st and 15. They're going in the air, and it's going to be incomplete.
Monte 20, Foothill 16, 6:04 left in the second quarter. And I don't know if they can hear that wind, but I know we can hear it.
Coach, if we weren't both over 190 pounds, we might get blown away right now, because this is definitely a strong wind, and I wasn't expecting it. I hope my canopy's still on when I get home. All right, so 2nd and 15 after the incomplete pass, and the Trojans have basically abandoned their wing T offense and have been going to the air. Ramirez scrambles right, has a lane, makes one miss, makes two miss. He's going to have it up at the 47-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd and 8. Oh, now we got a
penalty. It would have been 3rd and 6. But that's always usually on the teams closest to the bench.
And that's unfortunate for Miramonte, because you're playing pretty good defense right now. You got him in 3rd and long.
Yeah.
And you bail him out with an extremely late dead ball penalty.
And you just did a nice job holding them. Now they were going to have a 3rd and 6.
Well, Coach, but it looked like we may have had multiple penalties. Wow. So that's very interesting, because we did see the signal for the call against Miramonte, but there's also a penalty versus the Trojans that marches them back an additional
way back
amount.
We're going to have a 3rd and 25 here. Foothill has a 3rd and 25.
That was a very confusing sequence, Coach. I missed the second call by the white hat, but hopefully the viewers got it. Right now you got a trips left for Foothill, and you got to wonder, they've abandoned their pretty successful offense to go shotgun, and now you got a swing route, and you got a block, and now they have 1st down yardage.
Oh, God.
They said, Coach Cal, hold my soda.
Yeah.
Watch this. Coach Weddle got it figured out over there, Coach. he said, don't worry about our offensive packages. 1st down, Trojans.
Now that was number 9, William Martin there, wasn't it?
Amazing effort. And one of the things that I think we're seeing, Coach, is Coach Weddle's probably said, hey, I saw something I liked when we hit that curl route. Let's go ahead and spread these guys out. Shotgun spread set for Ramirez. Ramirez keeps it. Takes it up for about 3 yards, or it'll be 2nd and 7.
Good solo tackle there by Miramonte. Miramonte doesn't make that tackle. He's got another 10.
So they give him 2.
We got a 2nd and 8 for Foothill.
If you're the Lions, you definitely have to be kicking yourselves after giving up that yardage.
Yeah. Miramonte giving the Foothill receivers a lot of room on the edge out there.
Huge hit inside by a host of defenders. And that looked like number 42, Jaden Sanbia.
That's a loss of 1, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 for Foothill.
Great field by that middle linebacker. He's got that C on his chest for a reason, Coach, and that play right there was a true linebacker's play. Filling through that B gap and smacking a guy. 3rd and 8 for the Trojans. Shotgun spread set for Ramirez against a single high safety. Quarterback's looking left, scrambles right. He's pressured, and he's going to be taken down. Amazing play by big number 52, Chris Reynoso.
62.
62, okay.
62.
That would be Adrian Triado Cervantes. Speaking of a Cervantes, man, that's one player that name definitely synonymous with some big plays on a football field. Rest in peace, big Chris Cervantes, one of the greatest drillers of all time. Huge stop by Mira Monte.
Foothill punting with the wind, a strong wind at that.
Nice punt, end over end. Uh-oh, and that's going to be picked up at the 5.
That's Fulmer.
Gets it out at the 22-yard line, and it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 24.
About a 20-yard return for Fulmer.
Fulmer's got some speed, Coach.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about his 9 yards of carry. You got to wonder now.
What's Miramonte going to do? They're against the wind, so throwing the ball deep may be out because this, like I said, and we've been talking about, this wind is pretty strong. They've got a 4-point lead. You just might want to get it to the big dog and get out of here this first half with a 4-point lead.
Yeah, because, you know, that last drive was a pretty substantial rest for Gonzalez. But you got the QB keeper, and that's going to be a nice tackle by the Trojans after a 1-yard gain. 2:40 to play on Kern High Network Football. You got the upcoming inductee into the Hall of Fame, Rick Van Horn, my legendary coach. I was inducted into the Hall of Fame last year, which was a dream come true. We got the future Hall of Famer of broadcasting music greatness and Kevin Willie.
Well, Vance isn't here, so I got to give you a hard time, but how did you get in before him?
I'm still trying to figure that out as well. I have no idea. You know what? I do have an idea. I had 2 teammates go in before me, so that might have gave me the nod. Because Coach doesn't have any teammates in before him.
Right.
That's the only way I got in. Speaking of Vance, we want to give a shout out to our man Vance Palm. We wish you well, brother. Hope you get well.
Get well soon. He's got a lot of work to make up, doesn't he?
Absolutely. All right, 3rd and 9 for Miramonte. And we have a timeout. It gives us the opportunity to thank the Miramonte administration again, Principal Roman Aguilar, AP of Instruction Jessica Torres, AP of Administration Amber Pyers, the Deans of Student Behaviors and Support Bryce Fiddler and Christian Lopez, Athletics Director Josu Valenzuela, Activities Director Marina Lopez. Also want to thank our boss, the other Hall of Famer, Stan Green, and the Kern High School District Superintendent staff. As you see, we are a Hall of Fame group from the office to the booth. All right, so you got the Lions, Coach.
You got 3rd and 9 here. This is not how they wanted this to play out. This last 2 minutes to play out.
Look how deep the safety is for Foothill. He's 25 yards deep, expecting pass, and they're going out, and that's going to be incomplete, bringing up 4th down for the Lions.
And that stops the clock. So now Foothill's going to get a chance to get the ball back with about 1:50 left with the wind.
Back deep for the Trojans is number 9, William Martin, the Martin brothers. Have some talent. And right now I think he's a little deep, Coach, based on the fact that that wind is at their backs. So You have 2 back deep for the Trojans.
Yep.
And the Martin brothers. Actually, that's Isaiah Daniels.
Yeah,
that was
number
back
15,
deep.
Isaiah Daniels.
Will Martin.
Minute 41, Foothill's got the ball, down by 4, 2016. Miramonte leads this game.
And this has been a contest where we've seen some consistency, we've seen some inconsistency.
Yeah. First quarter was all Gonzalez from Miramonte, and now we haven't seen much of him in the second half. Foothill's done a good job bottling him up in the second quarter. They kind of made some adjustments, and it's worked.
1st and 10. Shotgun spread set again for Foothill, so you got to wonder what they saw going away from that wing tee that was so successful on that first drive. Quick hitch is caught.
Oh.
Dangerous throw.
Nice catch there by William Martin. That's about his 3rd catch of the night, or in this first half, I should say.
Boy, Wyatt Kalunga, the left corner there, looked like he was going to try to pick that and take it to the house. But Martin was able to pick that out of the air. That was a dangerous throw. Trips right for the Trojans. Mears looks right. Oh, and it's caught. Oh, and it's fumbled. Miramonte picks it up. And that's going to be a turnover. First of all, it was an amazing catch by Luis Correa. I don't think he was even the intended receiver, but he caught it. And he's hit immediately. Huge play by the Miramonte defense. 57 seconds left to play in the first half.
Johnny Castro comes up with a big fumble recovery for Miramonte.
Wow.
57 seconds left.
Huge turnover by the Trojans. Looked like they had something that they liked in that passing game, but then you get the turnover on the fumble. Shotgun spread set for the Lions. Ball's handed off on the jet sweep. Great pursuit.
Number 5, Brandon Villanueva.
Wow.
Came through and laid the wood there.
Amazing play by Valenzuela. He was flying down the line, screaming down the line.
Looks like Angel Zarata was getting up a little slow there.
And after that, it looks like, okay, so we will have a timeout.
Foothill, if they're trying something, they let a lot of time run off there. 30 seconds left in this second quarter.
All right, so we'll stay here. It just, it definitely is a game where it's had its flows, but then it had its stagnancy. That last turnover by Foothill is definitely going to be hard to recover from if Miramonte is able to get any points out of this drive.
It is. And actually, if Foothill doesn't fumble, they've actually got good field position. They had a little over a minute left on the clock.
I mean, Coach, we talked about it too. These teams are so evenly matched. He talked about the records from a standpoint of, the forfeited games or whatever. But basically, these are two very even teams. And we talked about the team that makes the least mistakes is probably going to win this football game. And right now, we've seen a couple out of the Trojans.
Yeah. Only one turnover, though. Foothill's got the only turnover this game. They fumbled the ball last series.
QB rolls left.
Oh, don't do it.
Oh, and it's picked off. Nice play made by the defense. Number 6, Cash McAfee. Talk about dollar bill, y'all. He almost took that to the house, Coach. You saw that coming.
I saw it coming. Oh, that was a...
Thank you, Coach V. Oh, man, we got some amazing stuff from Coach V. Rolling out the red carpet for us. We appreciate you, Coach.
19 seconds left. Big turnover there for Foothill. Foothill picks off that ball, gets a good run back. Now they've got time to take about 2 shots to the end zone here. We haven't seen their field goal kicker, so we don't really know what he's like.
Yeah, that's be interesting to see what they're willing to try, Coach. As the quarterback rolls left, he has a man, and that's going to be caught. Another first down for the Trojans.
First down on the 20. We've got 10 seconds, 9 seconds left.
Wow.
Foothill calls.
So, Coach, with that timeout, we'll stay here. 9 seconds left. What are you calling right now? You don't really have confidence in your field goal kicker. What are you going to?
Yeah, it depends on your field goal kicker because he's got a heck of a wind to his back, and that's the good thing. But you got time for 1 shot into the end zone.
1 shot. Got to make a decision. If it isn't there quick, throw it away. Give yourself an opportunity. I feel like if you can run a quick 3-step, drop something, and look for that first read, you might have an opportunity at getting it off. But you scramble any.
No, yeah.
Too much.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of it. Clock says Foothill has 2 timeouts left.
Okay.
Sometimes if Monte's been giving them a lot of green grass out, those Foothill receivers out there. So
they're putting more time back on the clock.
Okay, so it's going to be 11 seconds.
You got that quick slant here on the right side.
Well, special thanks to Coach V. He brought us some food up here. It smells so good. I can't wait for this 11 seconds. Shotgun spread set. Ramirez rolls left. He's going to be out of bounds, and that's going to take it down to 5 seconds, Coach.
Oh, and we got a flag down.
Oh. Wow.
So now this may bring the field goal kicker into play now, especially if it's against Monte.
All right, Coach. 5 seconds left to play. This has been a very interesting second quarter.
Yeah. In a game that we thought that first half we'd be out of here in a half an hour. So Foothill has the ball on the 10. 5 seconds left.
All right. Trojans.
So this is their 1 shot here. So they've not going with the field goal.
Ramirez. Oh, and he's gonna have a second. Incomplete.
0.7 seconds.
You gotta like the decision by Ramirez. You don't have what you like. Get rid of it. Give yourself 1 more opportunity. Amazing clock management by Foothill.
I don't know if he knew he was doing it, but he got 0.7 seconds left, so he's got 1 more shot. On time play.
And this is a huge play. Based on the fact that you hope that you can have a kicker to bring it into a 1-possession game, but since you don't have that, you got to go. Uh-oh, now we got a timeout.
Well, they were getting close to that 35 seconds.
All right, so this is the longest 11 seconds we've had all season, as we have another timeout. Do we have any other games in action tonight?
Well, we've got Del Oro and Golden Valley in another Horizon League game, but the big one up north is number 1 Clovis North against number 2 Central East.
Ooh.
Ranked 1 and 2 in the valley. You've also got Arvin and North tonight.
That's always a good one. All right, 1 second left to play. Mira Monte defense trying to bow up and keep the Foothill Trojans out of the end zone. Foothill Trojans coming out in this trips. Right set, shotgun formation for Ramirez.
1 second on the clock.
Ramirez rolls right, has a man, and is caught for a touchdown. Wow.
0 seconds on the clock.
Foothill Trojans find a way to get it into the end zone with some amazing clock management. And now they'll stay out there and go for 2. Gotta love the focus and confidence of Ramirez to fire that ball.
And he was pretty wide open.
Wow, amazing job by Foothill. Points off the turnover.
Foothill goes ahead 22-20.
Oh, the ball is going to be fumbled. It can't be advanced, so that's going to be no good. That's going to have huge implications as well if Miramonte can find a way to get back down on that end. But that is the end of a fun-filled first half. The Trojans fight back to go up 22 over the Lions with 20. We'll take a break for halftime and be back with more action on Kern High Network.
Lion Vanguard. And now introducing what we all been waiting for, the Cute Cubbies. I'd like to take this moment to thank the parents and all that are involved in putting this production together with the Cute Cubbies. We appreciate your support. We thank you for bringing your little lions out to participate. Now, time for the show. Congratulations, all participants.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half action. The Foothill Trojans battle back to take a 2-point lead over the Monte Lions. Monte pretty much dominated the first quarter, but Foothill's continued to find a way to fight back, Coach.
Well, Foothill's got a chance for a 2-for-1 here. They scored last play of the game right before half, and they're getting the balls right out of the gate in the second half. I believe they're going the wrong way, though. Foothill just was going with the wind, and
right.
They've got the wind again.
Yeah, very interesting to see them not change directions.
And that's this wind is a big factor in this game.
Absolutely. If I'm Foothill, I'm coming out in that spread offense again.
Well, Monte lucked out because they're going to have the wind to their back in the fourth quarter.
All right.
Now we're back to the double wing here.
All right, 1st and 10. Toss sweep. 3-yard run. It's going to be 2nd and 7. That was number 12, Jovan Horta on the carry. Haven't said his name much tonight. They go toss sweep again to the left side. That's only going to be for a couple yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3, but like you said, Coach, that's what they want.
That's what they want. They've got 2 downs to get 3 yards here.
Toss right, and they'll have it. First and 10, Trojans. I definitely will tell you that I like seeing Anthony Perez blocking downfield. 10 yards into the 3rd level.
Well, the best way to defend Nathan Gonzalez from Monte is keep him off the field. That's what Foothill's doing.
They go end around again. Snuffed out by a host of Lion defenders. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 11 for the Trojans as they stay in this up-tempo, high-paced offense. Toss left. It's going to be taken for another 3-yard gain, Coach. So like you said, 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Uh-oh. We got something going on.
It looks like movement's going to back the Trojans up, and that's unfortunate because you go from 3rd and 7 to now 3rd and 12.
Now it forces Foothill to pass. And actually, they've been throwing the ball pretty well.
I was thinking the same thing, Coach, with the success that you had when you went to the spread offense in the second quarter. You get the lead, and you come right back out and go to the wing again.
Well, looks like that was against Monte.
Wow.
So now you get a 3rd and 2 here.
That was odd, Coach, because you saw 2 motion men from the wings. I didn't really see anybody come across.
Nobody came across.
Wow. So what we thought was going to be a 3rd and 12 is going to be a 3rd and 2 after encroachment by Monte.
Oh, the
ball is on the ground in the Monte Lions.
That is huge.
Wow. So you talk about a break, Coach.
Yeah, Monte picks up their 2nd turnover. And that's what you need. You need at least 2 turnovers to beat a double wing team or 3 stops. They've got their 2 turnovers, so.
And Coach, that kind of highlights my point. Like you went away from the wing T offense for a whole quarter and we're doing pretty well in the shotgun spread offense, and then you go right back under center and you got issues covering the ball. Nonetheless, 1st and 10, Lions heading north.
Monte back in their I formation. got a flag down. It's going to be against Monte.
Wow. So definitely hasn't been a clean third quarter. Monte Lions trying to find a way to take advantage of the turnover.
I think you're going to see Monte go back and give him a big dose of Gonzalez here. And I think we've got
more issues. Gives us time to thank our team at the Kern High School District Superintendent's Office and our boss, Stan Green. I'll be with Stan and the crew on the In the Huddle show tomorrow at Bakersfield High. Want to thank our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union. It's a beautiful night at Miramonte. I want to thank Coach V for bringing us the dinner. Tacos on Fairfax. Martinez Meats. All right, I formation for the Lions. They're going back to what worked well in the first half, and that's Gonzalez.
nothing wrong with that. They were 2nd and 20. It's going to be 1st and 20. Now they're going to be about 2nd and 8.
I mean, when you got a guy like Gonzalez averaging 7 yards a carry, I'm going to have a hard time not giving it to him a whole lot. I formation or full house backfield, and now I formation for the Lions. Motion, and now we're going power again, and that's a nice blocking outside, and that's going to be close to first down yardage for the Lions.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little short, so it's going to be about a 3rd and 1 here. Foothill up 22-20 over Miramonte. 3rd quarter.
Miramonte is definitely getting back to what pays the bills, allowing this offensive line and the bell cow to get it done in the backfield. But right now it's going to be a Wildcat keeper. That's going to have first down yardage. So that's one thing that I like about Miramonte and how they came out of the half, Coach. Not hanging their heads, made a play on defense, and the offense looks like they mean business.
Yeah, they did, and I thought Foothill had something going coming out in that second half. They went back to the double wing, was moving the ball. Foothill does a good job bottling up Gonzalez there.
Oh, and that ball came out. The ball came out, and the Trojans are saying they have it, and they do. Oh, my goodness. The Trojan defense with a huge play, stripping Gonzalez, who was the Wildcat quarterback, and that's an amazing play.
So Foothill gets their 2nd turnover. They intercepted the ball in that 2nd quarter. Now they recover a fumble. So now the turnover race is 2-2.
Wow. Huge turnover. Looked like the Lions were clicking on all cylinders, and they fumble it right back to the Trojans, who had the lead. Trojans right back to that wing T. They go toss sweep. And that's
we're going to have probably a holding penalty on Foothill.
Yeah, and I'll tell you who they held. They held big number 79. We don't even have a number for him. But his effort and energy on that defensive line for the Lions is the reason why that's going to be a penalty, and that's going to back Foothill up a chunk. So as you see that happen, you see personnel changes, and they're probably going right back to that spread offense, Coach.
Didn't take him long. 1st and 20 for Foothill. 8:23 left in the 3rd quarter.
Trips left for the Trojans. They do go back into that shotgun formation. They're going with the bubble screen, and they got a man, and that's going to be first down yardage. And if he's blocking, that's a nice gain.
Wow.
Of 20 yards.
And that's William Martin again. And I want to say that's his 4th catch, and he's well over 50 yards.
William Martin putting on the show for the Foothill offense. But how about Ishmael? His ability to hit guys on those swing routes and also those curl routes that he was able to establish some success on. He's playing very well at the quarterback position, and we definitely didn't expect him to pass a lot today.
No, we didn't. Especially with, I don't know if you're watching this, you can't really tell how bad this wind is.
Handoff on the zone is going to go nowhere. And like Coach said, I mean, this wind, it feels like a brisk fall evening for sure. This is our first real night of the fall. As this wind is howling. Right now with 7:41 to play, the Trojans are trying to take advantage of their turnover that they created on these Lions.
If Kevin gets a chance in this 3rd quarter to make me take a picture of those, get a shot of those flags, you'll see why.
All right, shotgun spread set for Ishmael. Ramirez. Single high man look for. Oh, and they go pump and go. But Ramirez scrambles out. Has a man beat. He's going to have first down yardage. Nifty move for the Trojan.
You saw it. We had Martin down here, maybe on a hitch and go. I don't know if he saw Ramirez scramble, then he turned it into a 9 route.
Coach, I think they were going hitch and go, but that pressure, the pocket started to collapse from the outside. And a good idea by Ramirez to try to get upfield instead of forcing the throw, leads to a first down.
You're getting single coverage out here on Martin, so slant looks good.
They hand off inside on the power play. It's going to be an 8-yard gain for the Trojans. He didn't even go down. Wow, so some drama in the 3rd quarter. Turnovers from each team. Foothill earning the ball back, trying to extend this lead, and that's definitely something that Monte doesn't want because they had this game pretty much in hand in the 1st quarter. Handoff inside. It's going to be first down yardage. They'll stop the clock to move the chains, and then it gets rolling. 6:20 to play in this 3rd quarter.
1st and 10 from about the 14-yard line, so there's still room to get a first down if you're Foothill.
Yeah, Foothill's offense, you know, they've showed us 2 different offenses today. And I got to say, they've been pretty successful with both of them.
Yeah, you know, Monte giving the Foothill receivers a lot of room out there.
Trips bunt set for the Trojans. Ramirez looks right, rolls right. Receiver fell down, and he threw it in there anyway. That's going to be incomplete. Dangerous throw as his initial receiver fell down, and he tried to throw it to the backside receiver, Martin, coming across on a dig route.
Monte, when I say that, as soon as I say that, giving them a lot of room, they tightened up there. They had good coverage there. They had 4-on-3 out there. So Foothill, not a whole lot of room for those receivers to get open.
I'm trying to keep the carne asada from blowing into Kevin Willie's 4-track.
Don't want to do that.
5:43 remaining to play in the 3rd quarter, and now we go back under center for Ramirez and the Trojans. Toss sweep, power play.
Oh, he pops it down to about the 3. He might have got a first down.
I believe so, Coach. He's going to be inside that 3-yard line, and that's going to be first and goal for the Trojans.
And back to the hurry up.
Toss sweep is in. Oh,
Nope.
oh no.
Foothill does a good job. Or
Great.
excuse me, Mira Monte does a good job. They've got the ball on about the. He's going to set it on about the half-yard line, isn't he?
Yes, that was an amazing stop by the right side of that defensive line, led by number 62, Mr. Cervantes. But they go toss sweep to the right, and that's going to be in, but I did see a flag, if I'm not mistaken. We have another flag on the play, and that looks like it's going to be a holding call that may nullify this touchdown run. All right, so we have a small conference by the Zebras. Wow, too many men on the defense. So the touchdown is going to count.
And now they've been going for 2. Are they going to get the ball in the 1.5 now?
Man, and this is huge, Coach, because it goes from an 8-point game to a 10-point game with this conversion if it's successful. Tough break for the Lions. You know, when you see a 1-4 record, yeah, they had the issue where they had to forfeit games, but this team always appeared to be better than their record. Even in this game where they're down, they've played pretty well. But we got a keeper, and that's going to be another conversion that's good, and that's Anthony Perez. So that makes it 30-20 for the Foothill Trojans. Roller coaster game, Coach.
That's Foothill's third made 2-point conversion.
Wow.
So now if you're Foothill, you're going to have to start chasing the points after you score.
Oh, well, Monte, yeah.
Or Monte.
Yeah, so, you know, it's one of those deals that we talked about it multiple times. 2 smash mouth running teams is usually going to end up being the tale of who makes the least mistakes. And Monte has definitely contributed to the most mistakes tonight, and it's being displayed on the scoreboard right now.
Well, they've got plenty of time to make up 10 points if you're Mira Monte.
Absolutely.
And you still got plenty of time for feed Nathan Gonzalez, let him do his thing.
It's going to be important for Coach Christian Johnson to stay confident in what his team does best instead of trying to just go ahead and go 4 wide when you don't have the personnel to do that, because then it just turns into more turnovers. But we'll see what Foothill does with this kick. And they're kicking it deep. Ball's going to be dropped and then taken at the 10. Makes 1 miss, makes 2 miss. Nice move. Out to the 33-yard line.
Ashlyn Kimball, number 6, for Mira Monte with a nice return.
Amazing move.
4:44 left in this third quarter. Foothill up 30-20 over over Mira Monte.
I mean, and Coach, that game just broke open like that. You know, you go from half with a 2-point game, couple turnovers, goes to a 10-point game that quick. High formation for the Lions. They go back to Gonzalez. He's going to be tackled after a 1-yard gain. Will bring up 2nd and 9.
Now, this is nothing new for Coach Johnson. He's facing an 8-man box, but they're used to that. That's the only way you're going to stop Gonzalez is with an 8-man box.
Absolutely. You got to wonder if they're going to try to lure the Trojan secondary to sleep and use Gonzalez as a decoy to try to slip somebody behind one of these deep safeties. Because he is extremely deep. He's 20 yards deep, Coach. We got the reverse. And they got some blocking right here. If he can make it past that first layer, and he don't, great pursuit and hit by number 5, Brandon Valenzuela.
Yeah, Angel Zarate didn't have, thought he might have had the edge for a minute, but Foothill closed it real quick.
Yeah, it looked like a nice designed reverse for a second there because you had the tackle and the guard pulling out to kick those DBs out, but just great effort by the backers in pursuit.
That's going to bring up a 3rd and 11. Mira Monte.
Wow. All right, so shotgun spread set for Silvera. He hasn't thrown the ball a lot tonight, but he's going to have to right now, and that's going to be picked off again, and Coach, that's his second one. And this one looked like it might try to go to the house across the 20, and that's his second interception for number 6, Cash McAfee. Dollar bill, y'all.
He's just sitting back there.
Shout out to my cameraman. We was hanging out. My cameraman from Foothill. We had fun in that Delano and Foothill game a couple weeks ago, and he's juiced after that interception to the house by Cash McAfee. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. Cash McAfee. Wow. Coach, you saw that pick earlier.
Yeah. You saw it coming. That's what you dream about as free safety.
You did that a lot of times in your Hall of Fame career. And that pass is going to sail, overthrow him. You know, so Coach, with this 10-point lead in Foothill, you know, and that's a play that you got to make, but just a throw that you don't want to make.
Well, you don't want to make it. I tell you, we've been talking about this wind all night long, and that's a 30-mile-an-hour wind you're throwing into. Man, Foothill's going for the knockout here. If they score here, they're up 17.
And that's a nice blocking scheme right there.
And that may be the knockout blow right there.
And that's in for the touchdown. Amazing job by the whole left side of that offensive line. And the touchdown is good by number 21, Martin Velasquez. Wow, Coach, so I mean, Cash McAfee, ball hawking out there looking like a young Ed Reed. Amazing play coming downhill. What I like about the plays that he made, both plays were so similar. He just came down the line and caught it with his hands.
Yeah, he's just playing center field and just ball's coming right at him.
So, Coach, you know, 36-20 lead gives us some time to talk about some things. I had a question for you. You're the all-time leading interception guy for both of the institutions that we played for together. Do you have one moment that you remember that you play in your mind that you was like, man, that was a pretty fun play right there?
Oh, well, it's not the ones you make, it's the ones you don't make.
Yeah, that haunts you and keep you up at night, huh?
Yeah, I dropped one at fourth quarter, about a minute left. First game. Played in Golden West, in fact. Backside curl, I'm on it.
Oh.
And 13-13 tied. And I dropped it.
Oh. Kick is up.
I don't think so.
And it's going to be no good. So the Trojans try to field goal, and it's going to be no good. Gives us opportunity to take a break, and we'll come back and talk more Hall of Fame Rick Van Horn moments when we come back on Kern High Network. All right, we're back on Kern High Network. The Foothill Trojans found a way to climb back into this game like Maximus. The Lions still have a full quarter left to play. You got to find a way to try to establish one drive. They've had some success, but the turnovers are just taking them out, Coach.
Yeah, and 2 picks have really, interceptions have really hurt them, you know. And they talk about when you throw the ball, there's only 3 things that can happen. 2 of them are bad. Interceptions and incompletes. And this weather is not helping them.
Yeah, for Mira Monte, you're coming out as a power run team. You got to find a way to just move some chains.
Yeah.
Handoff to Gonzalez. And the Trojan defense has done a lot better job.
I was just going to say, you got to give the Trojan defense some credit here because they bottled up Gonzalez the second half. From the second quarter on, that first quarter he was averaging 12, 15 yards a pop. But since then, Foothill's done a great job on defense bottling Gonzalez up, the All-Area Player of the Year last year.
Power play to Gonzalez. He's going to make them pay that time and has a nice run for first down yardage. And I like that from Miramonte. You don't want to panic.
No, you've got a whole quarter left. You got 1:50 left in this third quarter, and you got a whole fourth quarter coming.
And ugly as the score is, it still is a 2-score game.
Yeah. But this drive is essential. They've got to get some points on the board.
Nice block in the backfield by the fullback allows Gonzalez an opportunity to get 7 yards, but he rolls up the ankle of his receiver, and he's fortunate to get up after being rolled up on. His number 11,
yeah.
Angel Hernandez. Nathan Gonzalez is a big dude. You don't want him on your ankles, man.
2nd and 4, Miramonte. They'll start out in the power I here and motion out.
Right back to Gonzalez on the power, and he gets outside, and that's an amazing move by Gonzalez. His speed
is deceiving. You know, and you talked about his move there. It wasn't really move. It was just a subtle little hip there. And
right, and that was the point, Coach. Like his speed in the open field isn't great, but his ability to hit a hole is fantastic because he gets through that gap faster than some of the backs I've seen. High formation for the Lions. And we got encroachment.
I think it's going to be on Foothill, number 77.
Yeah, Christian Zamora has been getting after it, so you can't fault him for being a little eager. He's made some plays in the backfield and has a couple tackles for a loss. Right now with 11.8 seconds to go.
Well, if you're Miramonte, you're glad some of these breaks are going your way now because they've got a pretty good drive going here with 3, 2, 1, and that'll be the third quarter, into the third quarter.
All right, so that's the end of the third quarter. We'll take a quick break and come back with fourth quarter action on Kern High Network. What are they doing? Well, there's some confusion right now because they have the fourth quarter on the board, but I think they're going to allow them to have one untimed down.
Because of the penalty.
Because of the penalty. Okay, so that brings us to the fourth quarter where the Foothill Trojans have a commanding 36-20 lead. So that gives us the opportunity to take our break and come back with fourth quarter action live on Kern High Network. All right, we're back on fourth quarter action. Kern High Network, Kenny Calvin and Rick Van Horn. Kevin Willie, producer, director. We have a 2nd and 5 for the Mira Monte Lions. Huge drive opportunity. And they go back to that power, and that's a nice run off the right side by Fulmer. So the Trojans having a pretty good outing tonight. Basically making a name for themselves in that Horizon League right now.
Well, so far, this may be the league championship right out of the gate here between these two teams because I think when it's all said and done, they'll be the top 2 teams in that league.
Handoff inside to Gonzalez, and that's going to be touchdown Lions. All right, so with that, you got to wonder what the Lions are going to do as Gonzalez comes to the sideline, and now he's being told to run back in. They're going to need to hurry up as well because you don't want to end up with a delay of game on a conversion.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a 10-point game.
Well, they've set the ball on the left hash, so I'm assuming it's going to be some kind of quarterback roll to the right or even a shovel pass underneath to Gonzalez.
Quarterback looks right, rolls right, lets it fly, and that's going to be incomplete. So we'll still have a 10-point game here at Mira Monte High School. Special thanks to the Mira Monte administration, Principal Roman Aguilar, AP of Instruction Jessica Torres, AP of Administration Amber Pyers, Deans of Students Bryce Fiddler and Christian Lopez, Athletics Director Josu Valenzuela, Activities Director Marina Lopez. Special thanks to Coach V for the dinner tonight. The tacos was fire. And Kevin Willie had a loaded hot dog. I couldn't even see the hot dog. It had so much stuff loaded on it. But it looked good.
It looked like one of those bacon dogs.
Yeah.
Is that what it was, Kevin?
I don't think it had any bacon. I think it was just smothered in those yummy onions.
Oh,
Man, that looked delicious. It was swimming in onions. All right, so Mira Monte has consistently sky-kicked it all night, Coach. You expect them to continue to do that, or are you expecting some onside kicks? Because
Well,
it's
I'll
really
tell you what.
covering the same distance.
Foothill looks like they're expecting some kind of onside short pooch kick. Again, if they see all that green in the middle there.
And there they go. That's a nice bounce. Oh, and they hit it. Oh, we got an offsides penalty. Wow.
Miramonte.
Oh, Miramonte. That was a perfectly kicked onside kick. It took the perfect bounce. Unfortunately, you got Lions offsides. Wow. So the Trojans dodge a blow. Wow. That might have been the prettiest onside kick I've seen in a long time. It was in slow motion. Took a nice bounce.
Again, Foothill playing for the onside again. And again, he
Wow, so we got a late flag.
flags all over the place here.
And you got an injured Trojan as well. And that's Cash McAfee. Definitely don't want him down on the ground how he's been playing. So right now, that dude looking like he's trying to win a t-shirt.
That might have been the penalty. He got kind of crack-backed.
Yeah, so it might have been a legal blindside block. We'll wait on the conference from the Zebras. I mean, and while we have a break, how about the year that we've had from the officials? They've done a fantastic job. We hear all year how short we are on officials. Through all of our games, we've seen some pretty well officiated contests.
Yeah,
so definitely want to give those guys kudos
for the recruiting blitz that they had to put on to fill out enough referees to cover all the games, because you're talking about cross-off, JV, varsity, Gold Empire, all the other leagues in town.
All right. Shout out to the Golden Empire Youth Football League. A lot of amazing Golden Empire Youth All-Stars turn into Kern High School District legends. Ask Jordan Love. Ask Carl Jones.
That's right.
Ask DJ Reed. Guys playing on Sundays. Started right here.
Now they're marking this against.
Wow. Okay, so we
Have
it all figured out. That goes against Foothill. All right, so you got the Twins left for the Trojans. They go quick screen up top. Uh-oh, and he's across the 40. Ooh, and that was a touchdown-saving tackle.
Shoestring tackle there on Martin. They're giving him a lot of room out there. Foothill's taking it. You know, just get it out there, flip it out there, and let it go.
Yeah, I mean, you see the speed of Martin. You definitely wonder why they're giving him some room, but there's a little too much room.
And that's 5 for sure, maybe 6 catches that he's got. And he's probably close to 75 yards just, and they're throwing sideways to him. They haven't even thrown it to him down the field.
All right. Shout out to our man Javier Valdez. I'm not sure if he's getting pictures or if he's down there just being the Foothill boss he is. Handoff inside on the zone read. Yields 3 yards. Will bring up 2nd and 7.
Martin's getting a 10-yard cushion out there. You just flipping the ball or throw a hitch to him and let it go.
Yeah, and Coach, you talked about something earlier that I see Foothill trying to do, and that's keep the offense of Mira Monte on the sideline. They are not in a hurry right now.
No, they're not.
Very methodical.
Keep Gonzalez on the sideline.
Shotgun spread set for Ramirez. Handoff on the zone read. And that's a nice run by Trevino, but it's going to be a hold. And Trevino looks like he's going to be a little shaky getting up. We saw that hold right at the point of contact at the 45-yard line. That's going to back the Trojans up.
The Trojans.
So the Trojans will have West High next week. They'll see my former linebacker and Coach Grider and his West High Vikings.
And Miramonte has Golden Valley.
Coach Kane.
You talked about Foothill taking their time. They're in clock mode right now, so the quarterback's just watching this referee, this back judge here.
Oh, zone read inside is snuffed out. And that's a funny thing that you say that, Coach, because we still got 9 minutes to go, and they are in clock management mode. That shows you how afraid they are of that offensive line and Gonzalez. You don't want to give that kid the ball back, even if you're up 10. 3rd and 10 for the Trojans. This is a crucial 3rd and 10 as well because, like you said, Coach, they're having to throw into that wind if they want to put that ball into the air. We've seen what's happened to the quarterback when he's throwing this way. Both of the interceptions for Cash McAfee have come when the quarterback's throwing this way. You don't want to return the favor.
This is a big down for Mira Monte here.
Ball is almost caught. Amazing hit by the safety. Number 4, Angel Zarate dislodges the ball on the huge hit. But that was a nice pass, Coach.
Well, it was hanging up there. I thought for sure Mira Monte had 4 guys around it. They were going to pick that because that ball was just hanging up there.
It was up there like the Goodyear blimp, huh?
The receiver thought the same thing. There's 4 guys around me. That ball's not getting through to me. And he ended up dropping it.
That was a nice touch pass by Ramirez. I'm so impressed with Ramirez's passing because we didn't expect to see him throwing the ball around like that.
Mira Monte comes back to win. That play right there is going to be big. And
all right, we got some drama. Mira Monte defense comes up big and forces the punt on the big play by Angel Zarate. And now you got Foothill calling a timeout. You got to wonder if they're about to put their offense back out here. Because why else are you calling it, Coach?
Well, they've got a 4th and 10, so I think they're going to kick this.
I definitely think you should.
I don't want to give Mira Monte great field position.
I agree. But usually if you are about to punt and you're having a penalty, you're usually going to let that penalty roll and just go ahead and punt it on.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're wasting timeouts. But when you have that lead.
And you're kicking into this wind.
That's a great conversation to have. Because also, too, Coach, you don't want to punt it to him and he returns it to the house, and now you got a one-possession game with no time off the clock, too. So that might be a great timeout by Coach Weddle. So let's see what the result is. They will continue to punt. Oh, and it's a shank. Oh, and that's a horrible punt. And that's one of those moments, Coach, where you like, man, I should have went for it. Because that punt ends up being about a 10-yarder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Officially 11 yards. Right here.
Wow.
If you're Mira Monte, you're licking your chops now. You've got plenty of time. You got 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in this 4th quarter. You're down by 10. Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. Power I for the Lions. Single high safety.
Single coverage.
Now you see that safety. He's cheating over a little. Handoff to Gonzalez. It's one-on-one violence right there.
You notice that they sent that tight end down the seam, he'd be wide open. You see this corner's out here, almost guarding air out here. He's so far out.
Yeah, that quick pop pass, he's not going to be anywhere near making the play.
You see how far 6 is out here. And you've got nothing but green up there for your tight end.
All right, that's a great assessment, Coach. But they don't have you in the booth, so they go toss sweep.
You don't need to when you got Fulmer there.
Amazing job by Fulmer. Fulmer has some speed.
Yeah,
that's
he gives us that little thunder and lightning backfield there with he and Gonzalez.
Absolutely. That's our first thunder and lightning reference tonight. Glad we didn't have any thunder or lightning with this win. Power I. Tight right for the Lions, and they go power again to the right side. And that's an amazing run by Fulmer, and he's running through guys. He's looking like Gonzalez. 1st and goal, Lions.
7:25 left in the fourth quarter here. Clock running. Mira Monte down by 10, 36-26.
Miramonte has all 3 of their timeouts too, Coach. That's going to be big if they can hurry up and get in. They go hand off to Gonzalez inside. Gonzalez is going to be across the goal line and in for the touchdown. Wow. Lions.
Now all they have to do is kick it here. Go down by 3, so now they're within a field goal. They don't want to go for it, 2-pointer and miss. Now you're down odd number there.
All right, so Miramonte Lions, this is a huge kick for this field goal. Silvera to hold. Snap is good, kick is up, and kick is good. Miramonte Lions fighting back.
36-33. Plenty of time left.
Wow. So now we've seen the Trojans come out and run this up-tempo wing T offense. Now they have to go the exact opposite and try to figure out a way to stretch this 7 minutes out.
Stretch it out and increase that lead.
But how about the pride and character of the Lions to fight back into this game, Coach? This is 36-33 game.
Well, they got back to doing what they do best. That's run the football. You know, the last 2 times they've thrown the ball, they tried an extra 2-point conversion, wasn't even close, and then 2 picks before that. So.
Yep, I mean, Cash McAfee has had a heck of a game in the second half, but if the Lions find a way to get a stop right here, it's going to be like that. Those plays never happen. Lions with the deep kick. We haven't seen them in a while, and it's going to be taken by Daniels. Daniels dancing and dancing a little too much, as he's going to be taken down at the 20-yard line.
Have you noticed something, too, that we have not been on this side of the field? Our left, looking at the field on the left side, it's been 50 going south.
Right. I think we have one score in that corner, and that's it.
Yeah.
All right, so the Trojans, we'll see what approach they're going to take. We'll see them in that wing T, but is it going to be the hurry up?
And they sustained it. They're going to go ground and pound here.
Trevino. Nice run on the outside. And Andrew Trevino has been very consistent for Foothill offense.
Well, he did something he didn't want to do, is go out of bounds and stop the clock.
Yep, and something that we didn't want him to do either, because we always try to figure out how can we get out here early. And we love the running teams, but the running teams got to stay in bounds. Second and short. They go right back to Trevino, and that's a nice job putting his foot in the ground and got through there, Coach.
Around the 45-yard line, 10, Foothill.
Amazing job. Looking like he was going east-west, putting that foot in the ground and getting north.
You know, it's just a mass. When you play a double wing team, it's just a mass of bodies in there.
Man,
they're foot to foot. Now he goes back to clock offense, so he's watching this referee. Referee gives him the 5-second mark.
Nice job by that offensive line, led by number 65, Jesus Moreno. That's a nice block. Because that, you know, Coach, you talked about it earlier, that 3 yards in the cloud of dust, when it becomes 4 and 5, this team becomes nearly impossible to stop. And we talked about yards per carry numbers for the Lions. Trevino, with 53 carries and 485 yards on the season, averaging 9 a pop, Coach. 9 yards a carry? That's insane. Back to the quick toss sweep. Oh, and he breaks it back opposite.
That's Velasquez for Foothill.
What you like about that toss, it's not the traditional toss sweep that's trying to get outside. They love breaking that back in.
Yeah.
Amazing job staying disciplined. Reminds me of how Foothill and Ned Permenter used to run it when they had Phillip Brown, Joey Porter, and Travis Rufus, Terrence Houston. Look those names up. Phillip Brown as well. Nice defense by the Lions. But if you're the Lions, you got to find a way to start having a conversation about getting that ball out, tackling and stripping.
That's right.
Because that clock is getting chewed up, Coach.
Yeah. And Coach Johnson takes a timeout here, the first of 3.
All right, 4:45 remaining to play. We have a timeout on the field. Gives us opportunity to thank our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union. Our boss Stan Green, a Hall of Famer. I'll be on In the Huddle show live at the Bakersfield High School tomorrow noon. You guys make sure you tune in to that. Gonna have a few special guests. It's gonna be an amazing night tomorrow in the booth. We'll be back at Bakersfield High School
Tomorrow night.
You know, classic moment, being able to be there with my coach that helped me fall in love with the place, and Mr. Rick Van Horn standing to my left.
And we'll be at the homecoming for the Bakersfield High Drillers.
Yep, 30. Whew, man. All right, 2nd and 9 for the Trojans. They go with the dive for the first time. That's our first time seeing them hand that ball off to the near back. And we got a timeout on the field by Mira Monte.
This is going to be about a 3rd and a long 6 here. So this is going to be a big play for the Miramonte defense. They've got to come up with a stop here. If they have any chance of coming back in this game.
Yeah, I mean, you got to admire the spirit of Miramonte. They were down 16 points, fought their way back, down 3, and now have an opportunity to get a stop and get their offense the ball back. Third and 6 for the Trojans. We had a special moment at Ned Permenter Field a couple weeks ago as I had a chance to interview Coach Permenter. We'll talk about that on the next dead ball. As the Trojans look, they go with the sweep in the end around again. Nice strong run.
Miramonte, that's going to bring up about a 4th and about a 4th and 4. So
wow,
that was Miramonte's last time out, I believe, right? They took 3 in a row.
Yeah, so, I mean, hey, this is it. Perfectly managed game by the head coach of Miramonte to use those timeouts to get to this 4th down. But right now it's about your guys making sure you get them to be disciplined. Watch the ball. Don't jump, because we did see them jump earlier too, Coach.
That's exactly right. So we may see a long count here by Foothill. They have a couple timeouts in their pocket.
And one of the things that's frustrating about this amazing game right here is half the crowd left a little early from the Mira Monte side when they were down 16 points and didn't see the team fight back to get into this game. And if they win this game, but Trevino says, take that. Amazing power run by Trevino, gets the first down, and that's going to cost the Lions in at least another 3 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, we're down to 4:25 left in this game.
So that Foothill offense reminds me of another one of my former clients from my days as a counselor, Tyson Reynolds. He was an amazing running back for the Foothill Trojans about 3 or 4 years ago. We covered games to him.
He was with the big guy. That,
yes. He was with the big fella.
He was the wing with the big fella.
I told you it would come to us. I can't remember. Oh, the other one. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue, Coach. Delaney. That's who it was.
That's right.
It was Delaney.
Right.
Yes.
That's right.
So we figured it out.
And you remember that 2 overtime game that we had at East High between the Blades and the Trojans?
Yes. But that Delaney and Tyson Reynolds combination for Foothill, that was an amazing combination. And I hope those 2 guys are listening and watching their Trojans. We're just letting y'all know we don't forget about you guys. Y'all put a stamp on your game and an imprint on your programs, guys, and we appreciate you.
2nd and about 6 for the Trojans.
3:13 to play. Lions fighting hard, trying to get that ball out. Great play by number 42, Jaden Sambia, the captain.
That's going to be about no gain, maybe a loss there. It's going to be 3rd. About 6. 2:50 left in this game.
Wow.
36 Foothill, 33 Miramonte.
All right, wing T formation for the Trojans, and they are in no hurry. They go right back to that toss to Trevino, and Trevino's had a very successful game, but he's going to be short, and that's going to bring up another 4th down. And with 2 minutes left to play in a 3-point game, the Foothill Trojans trying to put the Lions to sleep, and it's going to take a 4th down conversion to do it.
4th and 3.
4th and a long 3. Well, Foothill or Miramonte with a stop here. We'll have time. We're under 2 minutes now, 1:55.
All right, wing T formation.
Oh,
and they jump. But we didn't see a flag. They didn't come across the line. They didn't come across the line of scrimmage.
Oh, now.
Go ahead, Coach.
Well, they didn't call. So Miramonte looked like they jumped, but they didn't. They didn't call it.
Wow.
Then they call it. Too much time against Foothill.
They got the timeout in though, Coach. They got lucky.
Did?
Yeah, they got it in by the skin of their chinny chin.
Wow.
Talk about a nerve-wracking sequence right here.
Yeah.
4th and 4, you almost get the jump. They don't come across, and then you almost get the delay, and you get the timeout in. Wow, talk about some drama with 1:44 seconds left to play.
Foothill with a 3-point lead, 36-33.
Coach, man, we get some classics over here, man. We get classics. We get classics over here. All right, 4th and 4 for the Trojans. Ramirez under center. Wing T formation. They go and toss. And he's going to...
He's got
it. Tripped up.
And that'll be it.
Foothill Trojans get the sweep by the skin of their chin, and it looks like they're going to have enough to pull out the 3-point win over the Miramonte Lions. Man, this is another one for the record books, man. This has been a classic contest between 2 teams that just don't give up. And, Coach, I said that last week, too, about the East Side teams, man. Sometimes you might not have a locker room full of guys, that compete, but you're definitely going to have 11 that compete. And that's a beautiful thing from both of these teams. They competed to the end.
Yeah, they sure did. Well, we started out with a barn burner. Mira Monte scoring, Foothill answering, back and forth. We had some lulls in there, second, third quarter, but this fourth quarter has been pretty exciting. We've got about 35 seconds left. Foothill needs to take one more snap, and that'll be the ball game.
Well, Coach, you know, we had a very interesting game, and I'll talk to you about player of the game with 20 seconds left. Who you got? It's on you.
Well, I tell you what, I think it's going to be Cash McAfee, the 2 interceptions, but I got to go with William Martin, the receiver for Foothill.
William Martin.
That's him.
Yeah, I mean the plays that he made offensively was definitely something that separated them. You know, really, and it definitely opened up the offense for Foothill.
Yeah.
So I understand how you can go there, Coach, and you know, anybody disagree with you, they don't know the game very well. So Mr. Martin is our player of the game for the Foothill Trojans. Amazing effort, amazing plays. We're going to try to get down there and get him his T-shirt. Cash McAfee had some amazing plays made in the secondary, and the Trojans get the win. So for Kern High Network, I am Kenny Calvin. Coach, the Hall of Famer, Rick Van Horn. I can't wait to celebrate you next week, but we got business to take care of tomorrow in Drillerland.
That's right.
Well, Coach, I love you, man. Awesome. Kevin Willie, our producer director, I love you, big bro. To Javier, to our team at the Kern High School District Superintendent's Office, to the staff at Mira Monte, to our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union, we are grateful for you. To Vance Palm, get well, brother. We love you. We see you soon. Have a good night.